Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Drawbridge Finance. My name is Levi Woods, and as you can see, I'm not in Vancouver. The sun is out. It's kind of crazy. A good friend of mine told me once that travel is one of the things that we can spend money on that actually makes us richer. I'm going to talk about the things I do when I travel so that I can afford to travel for longer and still not be cheap. When I travel, I like to, extend my time as much as possible, and I like to stay in nice places, and I like to do fun things. So one of the things I try to do is be a bit frugal about things like breakfast. I'm actually in Tokyo for quite an extended holiday. I'm super lucky because Kareen is here for work. I'm gonna tag along for 2 months. I'm gonna be here for 61 days in Japan, and we're gonna do some traveling. And today we were talking about the difference between being cheap and being frugal. Because, as you guys know, this is a finance channel about money, and part of making money is spending money. And I, for one, am the type of person that loves to spend money. I mean, I like spending money on experiences.
Wow, that's a huge fish.
That's a huge fish.
A little sea bream tempura. Okay. Quite nice.
But at the same time, I'm also frugal. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to have this delicious banana. I'm going to have a hard-boiled egg. And that's going to start my day so that I can get off and see this Shinto shrine that I want to go see. And some samurai armor, because that's really what I'm here for. Samurai armor. How exciting is that? Let's go. So of course I could buy some water from this machine, and it's only like 110 yen, so like $1.40 Canadian. But I've got my water bottle. The tap water here in Tokyo is fine to drink, so why would I spend money on bottled water, bottled drinks, when I can just fill it up from the tap and spend my money on something else? As you guys can see, I am staying in an extremely expensive part of the city. I was laughing last night because check out this Burger King. They actually have a burger called the Fortune Burger. I mean, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? But you know what? A whole meal there is only 600 yen, so about $8 Canadian, which is not bad considering the breakfast buffet at the hotel this morning is like 40 bucks. So just by walking across the street, I could already get like a bad hamburger meal for a fifth of the price. But I think I can do better than that. So let's see what we can get. And still pretty expensive here. We're looking at about just under 12 bucks Canadian for a sandwich. I really think that I can do better than this. I'm gonna find it, I promise. Domo arigato. Okay, so I got out of there for 768 yen, which is around like 9 bucks Canadian. So let me show you what I got. I got a hot pork bun, I got a piece of chicken, I got this amazing looking salmon rice ball, and I got a beer. Cheers. I know it's like, what, 10 o'clock in the morning, but does that matter? I'm on vacation. And check this out. This is a Sapporo beer. I believe it was brewed right over there through the trees. You might be able to see it. And I'm sure I would have paid a hell of a lot more for this over there. Kenpai. I can't tell you how amazing this is. Beautiful weather, cheap, delicious food. It's going to be a great time in Tokyo. According to Google Maps, 25 minutes for me to get from here to the Sony showroom, and I'm trying to buy tickets for the sumo wrestlers this Saturday. That's my goal today, because supposedly they're sold out, but I've been told that if I go down there, there's a place. So anyways, that's what I'm trying to do. I've been walking for about a half an hour now, and I cannot believe how many retail stores that I see that are like amazing option plays. We've got Coca-Cola, KFC, Starbucks. You know, one of the things I love about these companies is that they've already infiltrated into every place that I travel. Doesn't matter where I go, I see the same products. And when we have companies like that, it means that their growth is slowly slowing down. And it makes them prime for option trades because they're going to be so range bound. It's like, in order for a company like Coca-Cola to all of a sudden have super reduced income, they're going to have to fail in multiple countries all over the world all at the same time. Because they're so diverse globally, they make amazing short-term and kind of mid-term option plays. I'm standing in front of this curry restaurant, which looks amazing. Everything on the menu is like 700, 800 yen. But this guy came up and he ordered a 500 yen meal. 560. So this is like just over $6 Canadian. Let's see what I get. It's chewy, it's crispy, it's got like amazing spices. That is perfect. I didn't overdo it on the hot sauce either. Not only is eating like a local cheaper, you get way better food. In general, the food is just a higher quality because it's what locals actually eat. Now that I've got hot sauce and ramen and soba all over all of my clothes, I gotta do some laundry. Finding a hotel that offers laundry machines can save you a ton of money in the long run and allows you to extend your trip. This hotel is stunning, but it charges $30 for a bag of laundry. For the two of us, we have one bag per week. So I went down to the local laundromat, spent an hour down there, cost me $8. That's a $22 savings, and that's over $3 a day. That really adds up over time. Now I'm sure that you're all thinking, well, that's great, but I don't have time to do laundry. And that is so untrue. I mean, when you're traveling, especially for an extended period of time, taking an hour to do laundry is a nice kind of sit down. I'm gonna write a couple emails, which even if I don't have Wi-Fi here, I can send when I get back to the hotel. So I can spend an hour getting prepared for the rest of my journey, because as we extend our holidays, you find that there's more and more kind of planning that you need to do during your holiday. Now, this may seem like an entirely odd money-saving tip on vacation, but believe me, it adds up because the math does not lie. Now, in a country like Japan, where I can enjoy a tasty beverage on the street, so civilized, I have gotten into the habit of having a beer prior to my meal. Now, you're wondering why, and it's because this beer just cost me 225 yen. Now, if I went to a restaurant, which I'm about to do, I'm gonna go for a really tasty bowl of ramen. You know those meals that are so memorable that you're just like, you know you're gonna be thinking about it for years? Well, I was having one of those yesterday when a young man next to me asked what I was doing recording myself, and I said, oh, I'm a YouTuber. And he said, oh, you know what? If you're into ramen and you're a YouTuber, you should go check out this place. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's it called? He said, there's no English name for it. Let's Google it. So he dropped a pin on Google. He showed me a picture and said, this is the place to go. It's an interesting style of ramen where they serve you rice with your ramen, and the rice is unlimited. Typical college student. But I also know that at this ramen shop, they're probably going to want to charge 500 yen for a beer. So by having a beer on my way to the shop, when I sit down, I'm not even going to want one. Anyways, I'm here. I found it, and I'm going to check it out. Kenpai. Okay, well, so far this is amazing. It's self-serve rice, so I'm gonna go get some. Damn. That is good. Well, honestly, I'm in a bit of a daze after that. I just walked a block thinking, well, what am I gonna do now? Like, that food was so unbelievably good that, like, how long do I have to wait until I can have another bowl of it or something else, because this Osaka trip has been an unreal adventure so far. Now, this is one of the biggest things that everybody should do, even at home, not just while on vacation. but stop shopping. Like, I'm in a mall here. There's not a lot of people, but I mean, I'm in Tokyo in general. People are shopping everywhere. And what a waste of money. I mean, there is absolutely zero items in this store that I can purchase that will make me money in the future. Absolutely nothing. Let's start buying assets that produce income instead of buying frivolous items. One of the reasons I'm making this video today is because somebody asked me yesterday if I could go with them to the Chanel store, because I told them that I was a 40-year-old retiree and that I was traveling around, and I thought it was such an interesting request. Like I'm gonna go spend some of my money on somebody that I barely know just because I'm a young retiree. Now, by no means do I want you guys to think that we are some like multi-millionaires and we're like living it up, glamming it up with ridiculous travel expenses, because we're not. We're smart with our money, and that's what this channel is about, being smarter with our money, and that's why I provide the education that I do when it comes to investing. Now, even though I'm on my way to ramen, I just got totally distracted because I walked down this little street and there is tons of street food available, and it reminded me of another point I was gonna make. Eating street food, not only is it delicious and fresh, but it's often cheap. We're running out of time here in Kobe. The sun is setting and we decided not to eat at a steak restaurant. We're getting some to-go steak cooked for us on a rice bowl, which is about like 30 bucks Canadian. Yeah. It looks gristly. Yum. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Thank you. Consistently use one booking service for your hotel booking. I use Hotels.com. This is not sponsored at all, but you can use like Booking.com or Hotels.com, and we get rewards for doing that. It's like travel rewards, and it just makes sense. Are you one of those people that absolutely has to have your morning coffee? I get it. I'm not really that person. I'm a tea drinker, but if you can, have your tea or coffee at the hotel, because that is going to save you a ton of money. Now, of course, this is way cheaper than going to Starbucks. If I save like $4 a day on a 30-day vacation, that's a lot of money. I think one of the hardest things for people when traveling is changing their routine. They all of a sudden they're on vacation for 7 to 10 days and they're just totally out of whack. When I travel, especially for 2 months at a time, I have to imagine that I live in the place that I am, because that's what I'm doing there. I'm living. I mean, it's the 6th of the year, so I have to keep some things relatively normal. How many times am I eating out in restaurants per week? How much time am I spending trading on the stock market? These things have to retain some sort of normalcy. Well, for those of you who have made it this far into this video, I am impressed. We're finishing our trip. We've been here 61 days in Japan. It has been absolutely wonderful. And I have one final tip for you guys, and that is consider upgrading your seats. I mean, it's something that we do all the time, and the perks are fantastic. We get to come hang out in the business lounge. It's super nice. We get upgraded seats. You get preferred boarding. You get to bring extra weight with your luggage, unlimited beer. I mean, there's nothing better than flying premium economy even. Like, just that simple upgrade doesn't cost much more, and the benefits are great. So it's something you should consider when traveling. It's something we learned a long time ago, and we love it. That little bit goes a long way. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. You guys are amazing, and I love all the likes you leave and the comments below. So keep it up. Thanks so much. Let's get rich together.
Sayonara, Tokyo.
Here's a little bonus tip for you guys, because when I travel, one of the things that I do is I use Google Maps all the time. I mean, I sign up for a cheap cell phone so that I have it available to me when I'm here. And then I use Google Maps and I try to find the lowest cost. And it's a really simple option on the map. Here, I'll show you how it works. If we do a search for how to get somewhere, we see the results. We just click on this button here. We go over to the option screen. We can turn off these bus transfers, car transfers, taxis, things like that. So it'll give us fewer results, and then sort by lowest cost. Now I just did a quick search on how to get to the Edo Cultural Center from my hotel, and the results came up, and they were, you know, around the 400 yen mark, 378 being the cheapest one. And by turning on those options in Google Maps, I actually found a trip that got me there 7 minutes later, but cost me only 242 yen. Now it doesn't seem like a lot, but if I do that on every single train ride for the course of the trip over 60 days, it adds up to a huge amount of savings.